Prime Minister departs for Palau. Madang hosts a first economic forum. And LLG elections set for April. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Malinta Yopolo. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister James Morobe has departed to Palau today to witness the re-election of President His Excellency Suranjal Whips Jr. and the swearing-in of the 12th government.
The Prime Minister will be accompanied by Minister for Fisheries Jalta Wong to witness the event. He said Pacific Islands nations are important partners in downstream processing, especially in the fishing sector and the strategic outlook.
Our strategic intent is to offer them a space in our country as we expand and develop our downstream processing zones for fisheries, especially in the first instance, the Pacific Maritime Industrial Zone in Madang.
Prime Minister Morobe said working with the Pacific Islands nations will strengthen the partnership as both countries have similar intentions and resources. Mr. Morobe also highlighted his trip to attend the World Economic Forum in Davos. He said PNG is privileged to be invited and he would not turn down the invitation.
I want to also indicate I've received invitation from the World Economic Forum, Dr. Schwab, a personal invitation that I must honor. I've turned down the last two invitations to attend World Economic Forum in Davos, and this time around with artificial intelligence that has a main focus in terms of powering economy going forward. I felt that I must accept the invitation, so next week I'll be at Davos to attend the World Economic Forum.
PM Morobe said World Economic Forum is where all global economic and political leaders meet to address the key global and regional challenges. These challenges including responding to geopolitical shocks, stimulating growth to improve living standards, and stewarding a just and inclusive energy transition. Lauren Jimal, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister encourages all mainstream media to continue to disseminate positive information to the nation as we approach the Golden Jubilee.
While elaborating on the government's priority of ensuring that people receive support in tough times, the Prime Minister emphasized the policy review and assistance that the government intends to provide for teachers.
Elevated the envelope of support to community. For instance, we've now entranced the non-paying of tax at 20,000 as far as special income tax is concerned. We are removing GST from 13 household items starting July 1st this year. And we also making sure that in our work, help to our people remains target. Our school fee program continues on this year. So those help we're giving to our people is meant to assist in tough times. And we've elevated the envelope of support to community. For instance, we've now entranced the non-paying of tax at 20,000 as far as special income tax is concerned.
He said that the assistance was part of an initiative started in 2020, adding that the government's priorities include reviewing policies, allocating resources, and subsidizing the needs of people during tough times.
In the context of a policy and resource envelope, we've tried subsidizing and giving help to our people in tough times. Our subsidy or assistance in education remains and it's going bigger. Yesterday at the University of Goroka, I did made some deliberate announcements on our policies to look at supporting teachers, starting from paying their school fees as they enter colleges or University of Goroka, all the way right to until they become teachers themselves. We want to look after them.
He encourages people to live in harmony and prepare to witness the Golden Jubilee. 50th
anniversary, so please continue on remitting positive messages from those of you who are in the TV and in the radio. and even in the print media. Keep on remitting positive message to our people. Challenges are many, but if there is any one year, our people should come together. You don't face 50th anniversary again ever. And 50th is labeled as the Golden Jubilee. We have to celebrate our democracy, celebrate our unity. So I just ask our media to continue on propagating the message of unity, togetherness, oneness.
Lauren Jimal, National Emtv News.
The Madang Provincial Administration has hosted its first ever Economic Sector Forum, which started on Monday and ended today.
The Madang Chamber of Commerce and Industry has applauded the initiative by the Madang Provincial Administration under the leadership of Governor Ramsey Pariwa for initiating and hosting the forum. The 3-day Economic Sector Forum was attended by major business houses and manufacturing firms in the province, including RD Tuna Fishing, RD Tuna, Global Manufacturing, Ramunico Management Limited in attendance, and made presentation on their business operations and how they contribute to the economy of Madang Province. The forum also hosted major state-owned enterprises including PNG Power Limited, Water PNG, Ports PNG, and Internal Revenue Commission, commodity boards including Coffee Industry Corporation, Livestock Industry Corporation, Coconuts Industry Corporation, and Cocoa Board of PNG also gave an overview of their organization during the forum. The objective of the 3-day economic forum is to ensure that the Madang provincial government takes stock of all revenue adds in the province and how much they are contributing to the economy of the province. Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
Minister for Trade and Investment Richard Maru says the Konebada Petroleum Park Authority will be proactive in reclaiming the special economic zone.
In a media statement yesterday, Minister Maru declared that 2025 will be the year that Konebada Petroleum Park Authority reclaims the parcel of land known as the Konebada Petroleum Park Zone. The minister elaborated that pursuant to Section 5 and Section 12 of the Land Act 1996, the declaration by the Minister for Lands and Physical Planning on the Special Economic Zone effectively vests ownership of parcel of land totaling approximately 23,000 hectares on Konebada Petroleum Park Authority since the declaration. Minister Maru further stated that no land located in the Petroleum Park Zone may be acquired, disposed of, or otherwise dealt with unless KPPA is party to the dealing or the dealing was and is approved by KPPA. He said the new board, added by Chairman Mr. Martin Combry, was tasked to ascertain the status of land located within the park zone and further recovery of any parcels of it that have been acquired by any persons or company contrary to Section 38 of the Konebada Petroleum Park Act. The minister thanked KPPA board for engaging a reputable surveying company and the commencement of the land recovery. Pakatambua, National Emtv News.
UNICEF Deputy Director for Programs, Vikas Singh, revealed that 48% of the children population in the country under the age of 5 are experiencing malnutrition, and it continues to affect the majority.
I think there are certain issues around education.
The Deputy Director Programs for UNICEF, Vikas Singh, said everyone needs to make awareness in regards to malnutrition, as it is important for everyone, mostly children.
And I think all of us need to create awareness around malnutrition. And I'm very happy to be here talking about issues related with malnutrition in the country. So when we talk about malnutrition, basically it refers to an imbalance in a person's intake of nutrients. Yeah. When we say imbalance, it could be insufficient intake, or it could be excessive intake.
He said the bigger problem in the country is undernutrition for children.
And undernutrition is measured by two parameters. We call it stunting rate and wasting rate. When we say stunting rates, it means the child is not growing as per his or her age. When we say wasting rate, it means the child is very thin, meaning the weight is not appropriate for the height of the child.
He added that the last comprehensive survey was done back in 2009 and 2010.
So it has been many years since we don't have data on malnutrition status in the country. And that survey showed that around 48% of the children in the country are stunted, and nearly 16% of the children are wasted. So if you look at the data, it's comparatively on the higher side. So all of us needs to actually get together to start working on addressing this issue of malnutrition in the country.
With the given update on malnutrition, Mr. Singh said everybody needs to work together to combat malnutrition in the country.
So UNICEF works very closely with government. We help the government implement its agenda. On malnutrition, addressing malnutrition issues, we are partnering with National Department of Health at the national level and provincial health authorities at the provincial level. Apart from government, we also partner with donors to provide resources in this area. We partner with faith-based organizations who have the reach and influence in the rural areas.
They target children under the age of 5 years that are vulnerable to malnutrition. Mr. Singh is now encouraging parents to feed their children properly, as the first 6 months of their first stage of life is paramount.
I think the key message is that we need to ensure that our children are getting good diet. That is really critical to ensure proper development of each and every child. We want each child to grow into a healthy child. We want to ensure, if you want to ensure proper diet, it means first 6 months of life are very crucial for any child. And during those 6 months, we should ensure exclusive breastfeeding.
Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Morning Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Now chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Morning Plus, we're ready to go.
Nipla Halivim Wari Belong You.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your health, life, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. New care for a better life in Medicare, funeral benefits, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality Medicare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Our care goes beyond financial assistance towards funeral expenses. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA. New Care for a better life.
People have different views about this situation that we are currently going on.
So vote of no confidence is an accountability mechanism.
Talk to you about our Project Zero, focuses on energy poverty.
In Focus returns in February 2025, a weekly news and current affairs talk show which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and the region. We engage in discussions with key decision makers and influential figures across politics, industry, economics and business, as well as health, social, cultural and environmental sectors.
Right here on your number one to watch, Emtv.
You're watching National Emtv News. The local level government election, in an update set by the Electoral Commission, is set to start in April this year.
The local level government election has been delayed twice last year due to having the census process ongoing in the country. According to the Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai, he said they cannot have two important national activities to take place simultaneously, thus the deferral of the LLG elections. The Electoral Commissioner's office has released the tentative local level government election dates. The issue of the wreaths will be on the 24th of April 2025, followed by the closing of the nominations on the 1st of May. A total of 58 days will be given to the contestants to do their campaigns, which will be from the 24th of April to the 20th of June. Another 14 days will be given for polling from the 21st of June to the 4th of July. After that, they will go through the counting process for 21 days from the 5th of July to the 24th of July. The return of wreaths will be on a Friday, 25th July 2025. Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, said the Livestock Development Corporation must sort out the supply of cattle for the revived abattoir at Wariman Farm in East Sepik Province.
In his keynote address on behalf of the Prime Minister, Minister Maru commended the Livestock Minister and Livestock Development Corporation for the initiative to revive the Wariman Livestock Station on the outskirts of Wewak. The station used to have the provincial abattoir or slaughterhouse in the past, holding a yard for cattle before slaughter. Minister Maru said, while he welcomes the revival of the Wariman Station, the Livestock Development Corporation must first sort out where the breeding farm and production or grow-out farms will be to supply cattle for the slaughter at the abattoir at Wariman. He said the government cannot invest in building an abattoir without cattle to slaughter. The minister described the situation as putting the cart before the horse, and the construction and operation of an abattoir was way down the value chain. He said the decision to build, own and operate an abattoir is based on stock numbers and market demand, which determines kill numbers and kill weights and size of the abattoir. Maru went on to say the 15,000-hectare Urumo cattle station, small village-based cattle farms, and the farm run by Catholic Mission at Tibunke used to supply cattle every week for slaughter at Wariman. However, he said that is not the case today, as PNG imports over 300 million kina worth of beef meat annually from Australia and New Zealand, despite its potential to replace beef imports. He said PNG's industry has diminished to mere 40,000 heads and currently has no cattle industry policy to import cattle from Australia or any other country for breeding to increase the national breeding head. He said the limited local supply of new breeding stock is a major national issue that requires enabling policy environment. Minister Maru challenged LDC to first establish cattle breeding farms in the province, especially at Urimo Station in the Sepik Plains. He added that the recent Marape government decision to start building a large integrated cattle and oil palm in the Sepik Plains would help with the breeding and supply. Pakatambua, National Emtv News.
Acting Solicitor General Eva Gator visited the Hohola Police Station in Port Moresby earlier today to address the station police officers.
During the parade, the Acting Solicitor General, Mr. Gator, told the police officers that in this outreach program, he wants to create awareness and encourage good practice and integrity in the performance of the constitutional functions and duties. He said his role is to represent and defend the institution of the state in court, including all disciplinary forces in all claims against the state. He further emphasized that claims for damages against police is the highest amongst all claims against state agencies, exceeding millions of kina. He appealed to the police officers to do things properly and do their work honestly.
One thing that's I would like to emphasize amongst our policemen is to do things properly, honestly, with a lot of integrity. I'm pretty sure we can, in doing so, we can reduce levels of corruption that we always complain about, levels of law and order and disorder in the society. For me, that's one big thing. But look, having said that, I'm always emphasizing that there are a lot of good things that the policemen and women out there do. Good things, a lot of good things that we probably don't know.
Hohola Police Station Commander Sergeant Fabian Kegulu has appreciated the presence of the Office of the Solicitor General and stated this.
Only a handful of is here conducted, welcome him to give us a speech. But this is a very motivation stuff of thing that he have encouraged us, and which I'm impressed with that.
The Acting Solicitor General has encouraged the other police stations in the city to find time to have him address the police officers. Louis Mango, National, Emtv News.
Morobe Province will now have e-library program in 50 of its selected schools. This was announced by the Managing Director of Kale Information Technology, Shane Shinau, in partnership with the Provincial Education Administration. From the 50 schools across the 10 districts of Morobe Province, 5 schools are selected per district. The program will roll out in phases, ensuring each school receive the necessary infrastructure and training to effectively utilize the e-libraries, including in-service training for librarians and IT teachers. Installations in each of the selected schools will take 1 month each and will kick off in March with 5 schools in Ley, Uwen Gulf and Makam district, followed by the remaining 7 districts in the next 9 months. The Morobe Provincial Education Advisor Kitangu said the 2025 e-library program rollout is a significant step to modernize education in the province. Post-installation evaluation for each district will be done in December, followed by the handover of all 50 e-libraries to the Department of Education with a project completion report. The Morobe Provincial Administration aims to expand e-library programs to additional schools in the coming years with the goal of making digital resources available to all students in the province. Teachers' work conditions and remuneration will be one of the government's key priorities this year. This was announced by the country's Prime Minister, James Morobe. PM Morobe said teachers in the country must be among the highest paying public servants. He said to incubate a better Papua New Guinea, educators must be well taken care of, from elementary teachers to university lecturers. Morobe made a commitment that as part of the reform strategies he will announce on September 16 that teachers' working conditions will be improved to serve the country without fear of favor and adhering to the code of conduct and ethics as patriots strengthening the country through students. He further announced to the graduates that from next year onwards, the government will pay tuition fees for all students training to become teachers. PM Morobe said, however, these commitments come with a responsibility. The Teaching Service Commission will ensure that all teachers meet the highest ethical and professionalism standards. He further called on the Department of Education to work with universities to fast-track teacher training programs. Meanwhile, at the graduation, it was revealed that the university had graduated its highest number of graduates since establishment.
The Prime Minister was accompanied by Eastern Highlands Governor Simon Sia. The University of Goroka's 28th graduation has seen a total of 1,009 students from the education cohort who graduated yesterday, with a second batch of content students to graduate tomorrow that will make the total up to 1,175 students. According to the University of Goroka's Chancellor, Mr. Joe Wemin, this year's graduation has the highest number of graduates since the school's establishment. Prime Minister James Morobe commended the university for meeting the government's demand and graduating this much number of students.
They complied with government instructions to increase enrollment. And from only under around 400 student graduating class in 2019 when we took government. Today they're graduating, they've slowly worked to increase enrollment. Despite the earthquake that destroyed classrooms and accommodations, etc., they've consistently worked to increase enrollment, and it just warms my heart to see today the highest graduation.
Meanwhile, Mr. Wemin pointed out that there has been an increase in the teachers' enrollment at the University of Goroka to meet the demand of the Education's department on producing 1,500 teachers per year. The university has made some changes in 2023 with the current management. Mr. Wemin said one strategy to increase graduates at the University of Goroka is the implementation of the 3+1 model that is being implemented this year to increase a number of graduates, including 4 courses to be studied each semester to ensure quality is being taught, and an administration restructure to increase and train more staff to meet the total student population of 6,500 enrollment at the university. He further stated that for this year, a total of 1,009 teachers have graduated. Mr. Wemin congratulated the graduating students, whom he said met the graduating attributes in order to graduate, which included good moral and behavior practices before going out into the workforce as professional teachers. Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market reports. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2494 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Yokina was buying $0.2419, $0.3891 Australian dollars, 0.2288 euro, 37.82 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed higher, copra closed unchanged, palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading higher, and copper closed unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, and the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Kids, it's time to go back to school. Is this the place to go? Please don't forget the golden rules. Is this the place to go? Hey, mums and dads, don't make a fuss. Is this the place to go? Get the school supplies from us. Is this the place to go? Everything you need for school. Is this the place to go? Be sure to keep the teacher cool. Is this the place to go? Ring, ring goes the bell.
Theodist, for all your school stationery.
Every day, 180 million litres of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work, but now it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. In January, Water PNG announces water rationing in Port Moresby. Yes, this is inconvenient, but safety comes first, a temporary discomfort for an investment in the future. We are upgrading for cleaner, safer water for all. Support us in this period by planning, rationing and conserving water. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
Get ready for the return of Autonome in 2025, bringing to you fresh ideas and expert tips for enhancing your home and lifestyle. We're back exploring the outdoors on Out and About, staying active with health and fitness, caring for your furry friend on pet care, and so much more. Autonome returning with a new season, February 2025, on your number one to watch, Emtv.
You're watching National Emtv News. Now moving to overseas news. Authorities in Los Angeles are warning more destructive winds could lead to explosive fire growth and have reissued red flag warnings across the city.
Well, I'm at the base of Mandeville Canyon, which is an area under threat from the Palisades blaze, the largest still burning in LA. Now, these fire crews are stationed ready to deploy quickly in the event that more fires ignite or existing ones flare up. Just take a look at the sheer number of them. This queue of trucks goes about 10 kilometres all the way to the Pacific Coast Highway. Authorities clearly taking no chances after being caught short last week in those devastating blazes across LA. Now, wind speeds of up to 115 kilometres per hour have been recorded this morning and overnight in the San Gabriel Mountains northwest of LA. That's led the National Weather Service to say that these conditions could lead to explosive fire growth. Fire crews here are particularly concerned about a perfect storm of weather conditions. Those strong winds combined with low humidity and high fuel loads. Residents here are being warned to prepare to evacuate at short notice if required, adding more stress to this city, which is already dealing with tens of thousands of people left homeless from last week's blazes.
Emergency services warn it could be weeks before evacuated residents near the site of a landslide in Melbourne South can return home.
Well, a three-storey house slid down a slope yesterday morning in Macrae just before 9 a.m. A landslide triggered the house to tumble, impacting two other properties on its way down. There was one person in the house at the time, a council worker for the Mornington Peninsula Shire. He was conducting an assessment and he was injured, taken to hospital, but is now in a stable condition. Authorities are now concerned about those other properties on that hill. They have been left exposed and those below have also may be impacted. But yesterday, about 6 properties were evacuated. 2 of those were vacant holiday homes, while the rest were permanent residents. Today, though, the SES, Victoria Police, CFA and Fire Rescue Victoria are all on the scene, and there will be geotechnical surveys conducted as well. There is concern about rain that is coming into the region today as well, and what impact that will have on terrain. The road that I'm standing along, the Point Nepean Road, which is one of the main thoroughfares along the coast, has been closed, and it's unclear when it will reopen. It's also unclear when those residents that evacuated will be able to return home. We did speak to the SES Sorrento Unit Controller, Mark Dorr. Here's what he had to say.
I would say at the moment Vic Roads is reluctant to open the road until we know what that potential of that mass up that hill is going to do, and either how we can mitigate it and get it, move that mass into a safe location, or move it to take it away would be the best bet for us. Realistically, for the people to move back in, unknown, but it could be weeks.
Soldiers who served alongside Oscar Jenkins and the Ukrainian armed forces say they're convinced their Australian comrade was killed by Russia's military shortly after being captured last year. Authorities are yet to confirm whether the prisoner of war is dead, but the federal government says it's considering all diplomatic options.
Ros, good afternoon. Authorities are still finding it very difficult to get any solid information on the condition and location of this Australian prisoner of war. Oscar Jenkins, as you mentioned, was captured last year. When video was released late last year, the government said it held grave concerns and that hostage video was taken by his Russian captors. In it, he identified himself as 32-year-old Oscar Jenkins, but since then reports have emerged that he may have been killed by the Russian military after being captured. Those reports are yet to be confirmed, but certainly members of Ukraine's armed forces and foreign soldiers who've joined that force say to the ABC that they believe their Australian comrade has been killed. The ABC has also spoken to a top advisor to the Ukrainian President, Volodymyr Zelensky, and this official is also sounding pessimistic. He says that Russia does not treat prisoners of war very favourably. Let's hear a little of those comments made in Kyiv overnight.
While we send our respects to Mr. Jenkins' family, we also hope that the global community will respond strongly to Russia's actions, particularly concerning the treatment of prisoners of war.
Well, the government is stressing that it is yet to find any solid verification of Mr. Jenkins' death. It is still urgently through diplomats trying to get information. Earlier this week, Russia's ambassador to Canberra was again hauled into the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade here in Canberra to be questioned about this case. We don't know if any verifiable information was given in that meeting, but we do know that Australia is also making inquiries in Ukraine and in Moscow. The Foreign Minister says that all diplomatic options are on the table, and by that she means that Russia's ambassador could be expelled if it is in fact confirmed that Mr. Jenkins has been killed. The Prime Minister was also asked about this today when visiting Tasmania. Let's hear from Anthony Albanese.
We call upon Russia to immediately confirm Oscar Jenkins' status. We remain gravely concerned. We will await the facts to come out. But if there has been any harm caused to Oscar Jenkins, that is absolutely reprehensible, and the Australian government will take the strongest action possible.
South Korean police have entered the compound of impeached President Ang Suk-ul and are trying to arrest him for the second time.
Mr. Yoon was impeached in December after his short-lived martial law declaration threw the country into its worst political crisis in decades. Hundreds of Mr. Yoon's supporters and critics have held competing protests near the residence where the president has been hiding out, protected by barbed wire and a private security detail.
Good morning, that's right. The police started gathering outside the president's residential compound as early as around 4:30 local time in South Korea this morning. So this has been going on for some hours now. Now it's being reported that they have entered the residential compound and of course they are trying to arrest the president for a second time. The first time, of course, they failed after an hours-long standoff with the Presidential Security Service. This morning, police and the anti-corruption agency were met by many gathered supporters of the president, Yoon Song-yeol, as well as some lawmakers who, those supporters have been outside the residence on the road leading up to the residence now for weeks, really, trying to really be a first line of defence against any attempt to arrest the president. Of course, the Presidential Security Service too is there confronting them. However, it does seem like the police are making some progress. There are thousands of people gathered outside along the main road outside the residential compound, both protesting both in support of and against the president, and local media is reporting that there's over 3,500 police who've been dispatched to the area.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Kids, it's time to go back to school. Is this the place to go? Please don't forget the golden rule. Is this the place to go? Hey, mums and dads, don't make a fuss. Is this the place to go? Get the school supplies from us. Is this the place to go? Everything you need for school. Is this the place to go? Be sure to keep the teacher cool. Is this the place to go? Ring, ring goes the bell.
Theatist for all your school stationery.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your health, life, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. New care for a better life in Medicare, funeral benefits, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality Medicare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Our care goes beyond financial assistance towards funeral expenses. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA. New care for a better life.
Return in February.
Cooking over fire. From Magare.
Hi, I'm Martha. Come February, join me on a food spree on a new season of Kite Time.
Kite Time returns February 5th on your number one to watch, MTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Butiba Mantis Sevens to hold its second leg tournament on the 1st and 2nd of February at the Balop Teachers College in Morobe Province.
Speaking to Trukai Sports, Tournament Director Alo Ofagware gave an insight of the reason as to why they've chosen to host the tournament.
We started off from the first one, our sevens, the community sevens, based on from the first one, no 20 man that interest now, this la first sevens, so we just started the second one. So the second one, basically, that would be 2 per day. So no, this 2 per days, with the increasing numbers, the team went up, like the team got 24 per team.
He then explained why the second leg has increased number of teams to participate.
First one, we just start from 16 team, and then we increased the all teams will come asking again on the site. Register the first one, and then we must have more space to that. Okay, then the only second one, so the team will only take part in and moving.
The second leg tournament will also see participation from other suburbs within the province and the neighboring provinces.
This one, the second one now, we're trying to look for teams outside more of them. And yeah, probably from the Highlands and Medan, the second one only.
Guare shared the goal and aim of the tournament.
We trying to build a platform for young leaders in our community from the first one. So when we started off with the first one, we saw plenty of interest from those established clubs that they came into to support to run the irregular sevens. Age variation of the coaches and the managers were different. You have the young boys, young girls coming in, standing as team managers, standing as coaches inside there. So from there, basically, we want to build a platform for the young people inside the union itself. So it's something that we want to showcase and promote. Leaders inside the young leaders.
The achievement is to bring back sevens tournament in Morobe Province and the glory days of Morobe Rugby Union. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
President and founder Noel Aria of Idomo Nines League gives updates on teams participating in the KCK Rigorized Cup.
Aria, in a phone interview with this newsroom, gives an update on the league's team training and challenges.
I'm pulling my boys from everyday training at Apex Park. We have our training which starts at 4 o'clock at Power Park. Not actually Power Park, forgive me, at Apex Oval at 4 Mile, Apex Park at 4 Mile. So we start our training at 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, just 4 to 5 sharp, and then we head home. So the busway is 1 kina. We live at Geraka. All the boys live at Geraka, and it's 1 kina PMV from here to Boroko and the main bus stop, and then 3 kina we go all the way to where we stay, Geraka. So it's quite tough, but for the love of the province and the youth and the boys, and we just doing our best to try and bring Milembe out there.
He then spoke of the incentives he hopes to achieve with the exposure in participating in the Cup tournament.
Is to bring out the kids, bring out the Milembe community and the kids and the youths themselves, and try to find avenues where I can try my best to put these kids into school. So we've been going through Mapex to try and find to look for space for the kids who are willing to go back to school. So it's not just about rugby league. I'm just trying my best to at least introduce the kids in what they love, which is rugby league, and slowly push them into education, and then try my best to help them in any way possible that I can.
Having found passion in the sporting code, he's decided to help the youths through sports and education.
It's a long shot, but I just have to start from somewhere. Otherwise, we keep on talking and nothing happens, and our kids and our youths, they resort to unnecessary things. So it's not all about rugby league, or it's not all about myself. It's about the youths of Milembe and the kids of Milembe.
Claire Mauta, Chukai Sports.
Chukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chukai Sports.
Every day, 180 million litres of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work, but now it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. In January, Water PNG announces water rationing in Port Moresby. Yes, this is inconvenient, but safety comes first, a temporary discomfort for an investment in the future. We are upgrading for cleaner, safer water for all. Support us in this period by planning, rationing and conserving water. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
Sports Scene returns in February 2025. Highlighting our local sports developments across the nation.
All eyes are on top of how an NRL team based here.
Revisiting our legendary athletes.
Hi, this is David Mead.
Trending athletes. And our talented rising stars.
Hi, my name is Gemma Schneider.
And then all the younger ones will follow.
Join me in February for Sports Scene, only on your #1 to watch, Emtv.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, Matilda's captain Sam Kerr has appeared in a London court after being charged with racially aggravated harassment of a police officer.
Now, these charges go back to an incident in Twickenham in southwest London a year ago. And court documents allege Kerr intended to cause the police officer who was responding to a complaint about a taxi fare, harassment, alarm or distress by using abusive or insulting words or behaviour. Now, Kerr has pleaded not guilty to the charge in March last year, and the trial is scheduled to take place in February. Kerr has been sidelined with an ACL injury since January last year.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Every day, 180 million litres of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work, but now it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. In January, Water PNG announces water rationing in Port Moresby. Yes, this is inconvenient, but safety comes first, a temporary discomfort for an investment in the future. We are upgrading for cleaner, safer water for all. Support us in this period by planning, rationing and conserving water. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
People have different views about this situation that we are currently going on.
So vote of no confidence is an accountability mechanism.
Talk to you about our Project Zero, focuses on energy poverty.
In Focus returns in February 2025, a weekly news and current affairs talk show which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and the region. We engage in discussions with key decision makers and influential figures across politics, industry, economics and business, as well as health, social, cultural and environmental sectors. Right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
More than the life we've known, there is more to what the future holds. You may hold him and walk one time.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The MoneyPlus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, mostly fine with possible few showers and thunderstorms. Popondetta, partly cloudy with few showers. In Momase region, Lae City, mostly fine to partly cloudy in the afternoon. Vanimo, mostly fine. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, mostly fine. Buka, mostly fine with brief afternoon showers. In the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, mostly fine and sunny, and Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few afternoon showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Wednesday, the 15th of January, 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
It's Smile O'Clock. It's Smile O'Clock. Gotta brush our teeth. Time o'clock. It's Smile O'Clock. Smile O'Clock. Time o'clock. So brush